Mike here with Big Heart Adventures and Heart Hunts. Today, let's talk about gear. Everybody loves gear, right? Everybody loves gear. And there's no shortage of gear out there. But let's talk about clothing gear. Because I think this is the one we get bombarded with on our Facebook and Instagram. And the ads is all the gear and all the clothing gear companies. But what do we really need? What do we really need? When I started hunting and all through my hunting career, when I went hunting, I basically wore what I had, whether it be jeans, whether it be a Carhartt coat, just a flannel shirt, wool, old style Maine wool, right? I just wore what I had. And if I needed something, go to the box store and pick something up. So there's a whole range of clothing from high end to just box store stuff to even just jeans and Wranglers, whatever, and a sweatshirt. And I've pretty much just have worn that. But on this year and all the hunts we went on, I found that there was times when specific clothing and specific higher end gear might have been a better deal. So I thought, you know what? Let's sort through all this stuff, get a bunch of clothes, and see which one I reach for the most during this year as we go out and H.A.R.T to hunt all over the place. And hopefully we're lucky enough to keep going and H.A.R.T in different environments, in different weather, and we'll just keep reviewing what we're wearing. You'll see in the videos what I'm wearing. You'll see if something fails. We'll see if something excels. And at the end of the year, hopefully I can give some recommendations to sort through all these gear companies, these clothing companies, and what you really need and where your money's best spent. And you can go out and get whatever you want because it is all cool stuff. I mean, it looks great. Some of it is probably very comfortable. But at the end of the day, we only have so much money to spend, and we want to get the most for our money. So let's just start with stuff I decided to buy myself and stuff I've been using. I decided to wear this beat up old Carhartt because that's me every day feeding cows. You know, I'm just kind of like everybody else. I've got to pay the bills somehow, and I raise cattle. And when I wake up in the morning and have my coffee, I put on a pair of Wrangler jeans that are all dirty and holes in them, and I wear them till they fall off, and I go get another pair, and I wear the same with Wrangler shirt underneath this Carhartt sweatshirt. And I'll wear these till they fall off and I'll get a new one. So some of them are fairly old. And when I go hunting, when I went hunting in Montana, when I had a chance or when I had to, with guys that I knew, I pretty much wore what I worked in and didn't really go out and buy specific gear. And it always seemed to work. So in that respect, I can tell you from first-hand experience, you really don't need to overthink things. When you're just going out hunting with your buddies and you're going out in an afternoon or just a morning hunt, or maybe just even all day, you don't really need to overthink it. Clothes, warm clothes, layers will work. But when you're out on a 7-10 day hunt and that you've paid for, that you're really looking forward to, it's not going to hurt to get something that's more hunt specific and that's going to keep you warm and dry and comfortable. So, I mean, we start with a couple different companies, okay? We've got Swazi Gear out of New Zealand, which Roximo introduced me to this company. What their forte is, micro fleece, warm, very strong, kind of water resistant stuff. They do carry a little bit of merino wool stuff and base layers, but most of it's just micro fleece with some of it has membrane in it to keep the rain out. But it's tough, so this is cold weather gear made for layering in cold weather. Then I've got some First Light stuff. This stuff I like because they're really into merino wool, and I'm a wool fan. From my days in canoe trails and Canadian Voyager canoeing expeditions, wool was it. It's light, dries quickly, and does not stink when you're out there for long periods of time without a shower or a bath. The next would be Kuyu. Now this is Heinrich's favorite, and I bought this, ordered this for Heinrich and wanted it ordered, and so this was actually his gear that I'm using to show, but he enjoys that. He's going to try that out. We're going to follow him and see what he likes about the Kuyu brand, and this is probably your highest dollar amount stuff. This are all higher end deals, but this is probably your highest dollar amount stuff. And then on this end, this is kind of box store stuff, like from your REI, your down little base layer jacket. Got some micro fleece here. We'll look at it here in a minute. And from North 40 Outfitters, you see me wear these Hammer Drill Noble Outfitter cargo pants on most of the hunts that I was on in 2021. Love these things. I'll tell you about them here in a minute, but yeah, these things are the real deal. I love them. But let's look at Swazi. So Swazi, again, micro fleece. A couple different things. What I'm going to use these for is the cold weather. Start with a merino wool base layer, which will probably be like the first light stuff that I'll show you. But then over that, we'll go with a kind of a lighter weight. Here's the Bracco, designed by Broximo. It's kind of a lighter weight micro fleece with a hood. Then you can put quarter zip over top of that, or you can just go straight with the heavier weight micro fleece here. This one's called the hood because it's a hooded heavier weight micro fleece, so you can put that over your base layer. And then we've got a little micro fleece beanie hat that is H.A.R.T. I saw Broximo's dad wearing that every day, and that looked warm, so I got myself one of those. But the key to all this stuff will be layering, and you can mix and match. We're going to mix and match, where this would be kind of an early season. This Bracco would be the early season archery hunt type stuff. Just put that over a lightweight base layer t-shirt that you can take off. And you know, this, I love the quarter zip. And what I like about these, you can wear them around when you're not hunting. You know, they're not camouflage. They're just micro fleece. They're just comfy. The pants, they've got a bunch of different pants, but none that I really wanted to try out just yet. So I just kind of went with these as my upper body layering system. And this, though, I'm really excited about this. I can see myself going to be able to utilize this in a lot of different, but this is the Anorak, I believe it's called the A-N-O-R-A-K, Anorak jacket, coat, and all these kind of fit over your head. There's no full zipper like a jacket. These slip over your head. But what I like about this is super lightweight, soft and quiet, but it's got a membrane that's 100% waterproof and windproof. And it's got these pockets that you can put your hands in with a hand warmer. And I like that as opposed to wearing big bulky gloves. Just put that in there and you're on your stand, got your hand warmer in there, keep your hands warm. I think that, for me, is what I like. And this has a nice hood, the visors, it kind of shapes. They can go over top when it's raining. And a lot of other features on this. I mean, it's got these zippers here that let the heat out from underneath your arms when you get heated up. Just a lot of cool features. You can go on the website and look at all the features of this. But we're gonna probably use that quite a little bit. Well, let's move on to the first light, and this is where the pants. I got maybe carried away with the pants, right? Because they had a lot of great options, and I couldn't really decide which one, so I ordered a bunch of them. And we're going to see what works and what just falls apart. We're not going to baby these things. At the end of the day, you're going to see it as it is. But here's the Guidelight Pants. I mean, this probably going to be a staple if we go back to Africa. Super lightweight, kind of water resistant stuff. Stretchy. I tried them on. Super comfortable. I like these pants. I think they're going to be they may be a go-to. We'll see. But they're just a lightweight pant. My legs don't get cold, so if you got a base layer under this, for me, it might be the only thing I need hunting. unless we're in extreme cold, but then we got some other issues to think about. The next pair of pants here is what they call the Corget Guide Pant. This is kind of just a little step up from the Guidelight, kind of the same material, only a little heavier. Comes with the suspenders, and I can see this, you know, as things get a little bit colder, heavier base layer, long underwear underneath this, that'll get the job done. I like the suspenders on these. This can actually go over that. You have a triple layer deal. So we'll see how that goes. Rainy weather, that's where these comes in. We call these, what do we got here? The Storm Tight Rain Pants. Storm Tight. These are going to work. Read some reviews on it. And there's a lot of stuff out there. These videos I do, they're not the end-all, be-all of anything. They're just a good place for you to start. If you don't know anything about anything, it's a good place to start. I'm not going to repeat a lot of things that's already out there, but I'm going to show you what works for us. But these, 100% waterproof. These are kind of an over pant for a base layer and these pants. Slip these on when it's raining. Definitely Yukon, British Columbia, well, even down here in Missouri, it just rains all the time, seems like, when it gets cooler. These are going to really help when it's cold and wet. Early season bear hunts, just cold and wet, right? Montana was cold and wet until it got hot and dry instantly. So here's where we're coming up on that I really like, and we'll start with the pants about First Light. It's this merino wool. I just love it. And these are merino wool pants, what they call them. The Obsidian. Call them the Obsidian. I tried these on. Yeah. These are going to be early season, warm, Africa, and anywhere that long hunts where you need merino wool to keep you from stinking if you don't have a shower. I'm excited about those. I'm excited about these pants. They, I think they're going to have their place. Again, the merino wool base layers, and there's just a bunch of them. This is a lightweight, long sleeve called the Wick. Here's one. I think it's called the Furnace because this is a heavyweight micro fleece. What do we got? Merino X. No, this is not micro fleece. This is merino too. All this is merino First Light. That's right. So that's going to be your heavyweight base layers. All this stuff, merino wool, merino wool, merino wool. And the reason, again, that I like it is because I can go 7 days, 10 days, and you're using it, you're sweating in it, kind of air them out, put them back on. They're not going to mold and stink on you. And I bought a bunch of them to have, and we're going to test them out. I'm going to see how long I can wear them. And last, I got a little over jacket. I thought this was going to be good for the warm season when you got the cool morning, like in Africa when we were over there. And it was cool in the morning, but 80 degrees in the afternoon. This just put over there, cut the wind a little bit over top of a light t-shirt or a long sleeve t-shirt. And I really like this. I really like all this stuff. I spent some time. I mean, there's tons more clothes that each one of these companies had. But I spent some time figuring out which ones, for me, that would work really well. So we have Kuyu, Heinrich over there in Africa. He ordered a bunch of stuff, from shorts to pants to this down jacket to hats and whatnot. But here's just kind of an example of a down jacket, little ball cap, and the pants. And again, there's endless amounts of base layer, outerwear, rainwear that Kuyu has, but it's your higher price stuff, and my budget wouldn't allow for it. This is more my budget, but Heinrich's budget is Kuyu right now, so it's cool. We'll see how it holds up, and because he's everyday hunting like we're going to be everyday hunting. So the last part of this is just kind of your basic box store stuff from REI, North 40 Outfitters, your farm stores, all the way down to Academy, Bass Pro, these are the clothes, and I've got a bunch of other clothes, you know, that are up at the farm that I've been wearing that are just your basic $20 pant, $15 shirt. This is a little more expensive because it is down from a store up in the Yukon, but it's a down base layer coat. A little more expensive, but not extremely expensive. But this thing's warm. And then we've got a micro fleece steel from the same store that is very warm too. But these are less money, full features, but less money. And I've got, you know, just as much of this as I do of the higher end stuff. And then let's talk about these pants a little bit. These are these Noble Outfitter full flex cargo pant. And I've got 3 pair of these, and I've basically wore these the entire year. And they've done it. You can see they're faded and whatnot. But I mean, they got pockets everywhere. You slip your phone down in here because we're using Onyx all the time, right? Got your phone down in here. Got all sorts of other gear pockets. Reinforced knees. I mean, and they fit great, and they hold up. What was the problem with them though? Canvas, wet. When they get wet, they're terrible. Terrible cold. They don't dry well. And so when I was in wet scenarios, I had to make sure I had my Merino base layer on. And then when we got back to camp, I had to dry these things out or switch out. So I had 3 pairs, switch out a pair, let the one dry. But if you don't have camp like that and access to a dry pair of pants, this is really going to hurt you on those extreme hunts to where the weather turns bad the entire time. But I do love these pants. I mean, just phenomenal pants for the price, like $40, right? So that's what I'm talking about, the difference in prices between a $140 pair of pants and a $40 pair of pants. And then we come down to a $25 pair of Wranglers that have worked on 90% of the hunt. So what do we really need? We're going to find out. To follow us on these hunts this year, 2022, we're going to hunt and release technique all over the place, wearing different clothing. If we find something out there that is kind of region specific that we like the the Vellies from Limpopo that we found that were the boots that we bought in South Africa this year. And what those were a boot that allowed you to stalk through that brown grass, that crunchy grass, and be silent. And we didn't get them till the hunt was over, basically the last day we used them. Had we had them from the beginning, I think our stalking would have been a lot more quiet, because I went from, and we're going to discuss some boot options in one of the videos to come, but you can see there's a lot of options of gear out there is what I'm getting at with that. But we'll discuss those boot options at a later date. So we'll go through this. We're going to use them hard, just like I use these hard. I can honestly say, we use these hard, and they work in dry climate. So we use them all hard. We'll let you know how it works. Follow us on Facebook and follow us on YouTube, Big Heart Adventures. Go to bigheartadventures.com. If you can't find us, just Big Heart Adventures, big H.A.R.T. Adventures, and something will pop up to where you can start following us and seeing how this gear holds up and enjoying some of the hunts that we're going to enjoy. But till next time, take care of your neighbor. Heart the hunt.